lawyer Paul Adom Otchere etimi de nsɛm na abetuja te sɛ otimi condemn NDC party ni almost on the plan bi ayɛ ahyehyɛ so na saa plan de hyɛ so no wotimi ayɛ de abema exposè de ɛwɔ ho yie pa na yɛbɛbɔ awura saa nsɛm no atifo enrada anytimi hu sɛ yɛtimi ɛte sɛ FBI etimi astome Ghana te sɛ atifo almost on befa scammers bi de afri ɔman Ghana ma si a ɛno deɛ emunsem edemamo na ansa na yebekɔ wura Paul Adom Otchere ne nsem ɔkɔkan no yɛsɛ sɛ bɛgye nsem mu FBI domba Ghana no nsem no dia kosi ne dia ayɛ abeto na inkuti dia akosi embrisia.
One big story we are following today for you is the fact that 4 Ghanaians are to be extradited out of Ghana to the United States of America. Why? It is because they've been involved in cyber fraud and romance scam. So Interpol and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI from the United States, are working with local authorities, that's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Interior, to look for these 4 individuals. The sum of their fraud amounts to about $100 million, for which reason the US government and the Ghana government are working together to look for these 4. Who are these 4 individuals and how have they been undertaking their operation? So they are Isaac Odro Boateng, Inusa Ahmed, Derek Van Yeboah, and Patrick Kwame Asare. Now, the Isaac Odro Boateng is seen as the ringleader, and he has been the key man orchestrating these fraudulent activities. And it started as far back as 2016 up until 2023, when their activities started catching international attention. And on the back of that, investigations have been ongoing, and it has come to a head where these 4 individuals are expected to stand trial in the United States of America. And this is also because both countries have an extradition agreement which they have ratified and signed onto. So we are keeping very close eyes on how all of this is playing out. One key thing we have also been told is that they targeted vulnerable elderly people for the romance scam, and then big companies where they used scam emails and other fraudulent ways of sending them spoof emails where they thought were original or authentic, and then at the end they found out that their monies were being siphoned illegally, or they were making payments that was not going to the right source. So we are keeping close tabs on these individuals. Some have been arrested. 2 of them, we are told, are at large and are being chased. So when they do get them and are finally extradited.
Okay, with all matters at hand, no, we ain't seen na ho. Scammers, it moves a Ghana my was scammers ye pa. Now so you said we are the pandy and find it and yet inquire some san edi. Ibidi and the John Remain Mahama anyway teaming up with the FBI security for number say no and every share I upper scammers for we I actually near a lawyer Paul Adom Otchere and some of the baby to Ghana. Yeah, with earlier on, lawyer Paul Adom Otchere, what member ma in Simbabwe na say NDC party no or more quick to shot some person Yanama on the Faso and the things was hiding and Cassa in Simbabwe 90 Abituja. Now, I measure Sabaji equity a lawyer Paul Adom Otchere in seminar aiding or the 290 Emresisia.
This is the reality. This is why I applaud Frank Davis and Kwabena Japan and the people who were thinking that way, and all the members of the National Executive, Justin Kodua and Kennedy Japan, Muhammadu Bawumia, all of them who think that let us have a new thinking for a new problem. It's new thinking for a new problem. Look at it. This is all that money can come to the MPP party office for the purpose of organizing January's election and organizing the rest of the elections. Now, the NDC is worried, and I'm telling you why now. The NDC is worried because if any of these gentlemen emerge 31 January as the MPP's presidential candidate, he is the only one on the ballot in 2028. He's the only one. The NDC don't have anybody on the ballot yet. Now the Supreme Court's judges have confirmed to Parliament that John Dramani Mahama is ineligible to contest the election. So the NDC don't have a candidate. So the only candidate on the ballot will be one of these guys. The international community will deal with him. Civil society will deal with him. Businesses will deal with him. Police will deal with him. Military will deal with him. Why? Because he could be president. You see, as Al-Hassan Suhini said on Good Morning Ghana, every election is different from the last one. So the last election is over. When you come to this election, You all start from zero. It's not like a boxing match that round 1 adds up to round 2 to adds up to round 3. Hi, Sharaf. Sharaf, you understand what I'm saying? You know boxing more than me. So round 1, round 2, round 3 all add up together. No, that's not how this one works. Election, we finish clean slate. We start from zero. So the presidential candidate that has already emerged, he is in pole position. That's what happened to John Mahama. That's how John Mahama won the election. So John Mahama was already there. He was always there. People didn't know whether it would be Mahama Baumia or to be Alan Martin. I knew that it would be Mahama Baumia. But people, Alan Martin, Baumia, Kennedy, on superdelegates, there was in Kumasi. I think you've seen that video, and I interviewed one to me. And I spent a lot of time with Kwame Usu. At that time, he was working for Kennedy Japan. We were having conversation. Kwame Usu is my friend. So we were having conversation. I said, Kwame Usu, I'm cry. I said, share. You be winning. Now they'll tell now. You be winning. So I was with Kwame Usu when he called Kennedy Japan, or he got a call from Kennedy that there was some problem in the north when this whole showdown came about. So by that time, John Mahama was already there. So if one of these people emerge, and I am from Winneba, apologies to Afenyo Markin. I'm from Winneba. So I go to Kennedy. I didn't vote for MPP in the last election. I voted for NDC. But what I want NDC to do for me in Winneba, they are not doing it. I go to Kennedy, I say, Ofa. Into they say, we are sure, say, Oba, Winneba AstroTurf, we are sure, so Bayamai. He says, oh, AstroTurf, no. I already have a plan for it. Oh, I have a plan for it. This is the plan. Once I win in December, 6 months down the line, this money is coming. Maybe by AstroTurf, Winneba, Gomwa, many in Amamo. So I start thinking, Kennedy, Baumia, Kwame Japan, Educhumi, maybe Bernard Champon, maybe. So if I get connected with him as somebody who needs an AstroTurf, and I am sure that he will give me the AstroTurf because he has showed me the evidence, and this is in 2026, and the NDC is going to elect its candidate in December 2027. I don't know which candidate they are going to elect. I don't know. They are going to Julius Debra or Asenuket. I don't know. But now I know the MPP candidate. This one is going to be on the ballot. I work with him. He says, go and bring me your land documents. I will give you the AstroTurf. He brings me the land documents. So he's my man. I'm going to vote for him. By the time the NDC is going through the fight, me, I don't care. And then NDC will finish their fight 1 year to the election. You can't even find the candidate. 1 year, he is busy. He is chief of staff. He is party chairman. He is going here. In the case of Baumia, he was vice president, doing vice president work, doing part. Oh, I don't have time to go and see him. I will work with this guy. And this guy will be elected. I'll tell you a story which I didn't tell many people. Some important clergymen, of course, I cannot mention their name, very important clergymen, and I knew their political biases. 2 of them, they spoke to me and said, Paul, Charlie, John Mahama, he has had a change of heart. Charlie, when the guy comes back, Charlie, the guy is going to work. And I said, Papa, are you sure? He said, I've spoken to him. He's come to my house. I've spoken to him. He submitted himself to prayer. And I'm telling you that John Mahama is a changed person. This was in 2022. MPP didn't have a candidate yet. And this is a clergyman whose political philosophy did not vote for John Mahama in 2020. But he's telling me in 2022 that Charlie, he has spoken to John Mahama, he has had a change of heart. So by the time Baumia emerged, he doesn't even have space in his heart to talk to Baumia and ask him, what are you going to do or what are you not going to do? He's not interested. He has had a full blast conversation with John Mahama, and he's assured that John Mahama is a changed person from the things they said about him in 2016, and he's going to support John Mahama. Did we not see that happen? That's what the NDC is afraid of. The NDC is afraid that the same thing is going to happen to them. Because when the candidate emerges, the chief of defense staff, I can assure you. But that's what Dampare was doing. That's what Dampare was doing. Dampare was looking at that thing and saying, hey, every day it's in John Mahama's house in Chain Homes. Security were reporting that, hey, but Dampare too, every day, what is he going to do at Chain Homes in John Mahama's house? They say, but his IGP can visit the presidential candidate. And Dampare was boisterous about it. If I go and see John Mahama, so what? Is he not the candidate of the NDC? And he was defending himself, and he made a lot of sense. So by the time the Baumia and things emerged, Dampare was sure that John Mahama is a candidate that you have to protect. Unfortunately for him, he was sacked. But this is what happened. And these are realities. Truth. If you are inside where I stand, you hear all of these things. So you will see NDC on social media. Oh, it's about Miaku. Oh, NDC, MPP, how? How are you crying more than the bereaved? Are you an MPP man? What is your problem? If MPP want to destroy their party, you should be happy. What is your problem? You should be happy. But they are crying. Oh, the general idea is not good. Cry. MPP will destroy themselves. How can you vote them down before you go and vote the top? What is them? Hey, Diufia Professor Mills said it. Diufia and let the MPP destroy themselves. It should inure to your benefit. What is your problem? You are fighting your Asedukete and Julius Debra. Let's deal with that. Me, I have a side that I support somebody there. I'll say it when the time comes. But not now. But you are going to fight. So I like to speak to patriots. I think that the NDC should also go through the same thing. The NDC can also go and think and see that the circumstances is dictating something. So let's do something. Maybe let John Mahama announce next year that the party has decided that in view of everything happening,